Alright guys, and he did it again, alright? 3 times world championship, a heavyweight guy, Jerome Powell did again, alright? Did again. We did had another testify, as well they say, this morning, midnight. And I was awake, I was listening to that, and oh my god, what was this? That was a drama theater, alright? That was a drama theater. And I don't even know how to start this because there was so much random questions that I don't know how to approach these in a professional way. Because, I feel sorry for Jerome Powell to go there and listen to the questions from those people that don't know what it is inflation and what are the Fed supposed to be doing, and asking like questions about completely nonsense questions out of the range of the subject, and he don't know how to answer, and then people get like, oh, so you don't know what's going on, so you dumb, so you don't know you don't know how to do your work, you this, you that. But he always very clear. Look guys, this question doesn't comes to me. This question was supposed to go for you guys. I take care of the monetary policy, and this is it. I try to provide a due mandate, stability on the economy and labor market. And then you come to those questions, nonsense for me. He's like, oh, wait a minute, what's going on? So basically 2.5 hours watching him to speak, and unfortunately nothing happened. All right, this is the truth. Nothing happened. Exactly the same thing as happened yesterday happened tonight. Last night as well. So I'm not going to waste my time speaking too much about him, but I will do a dive deep tonight on my webinar. So if you're not yet registered for the webinar, please do it so by the link in the description. It's free. We don't charge you anything. The only thing I ask you is to give us a thumbs up on this video and subscribe to the channel. This helps us to promote our channel to other people, and as well it's a way to find that you guys are liking the content that we are posting as well. All right, guys. So tonight is the big day, is what everyone is expecting through the week. So we started on Monday, nothing happened. Tuesday, nothing happened. Wednesday, nothing happened. Today is the day, the CPI, the core CPI, the month over month and the year over year. I have the consensus numbers right in front of me, and we're going to dive into it in a second. But before, I just want to make you understand how important this is. We did have 2 testifies, one for the senators and another one for the general government on the 10 and now on the 11 today. That was midnight today and midnight yesterday. So Jerome Powell was giving his speech, was answering questions, was testifying what will happen with the economy if they don't take care. And he made very clear that the economy is not walking on the way that it's supposed to be walking. So we need to take actions, all right? But if we take actions too soon or too later, this will impact. So we need to have more data. And he always keeps saying, inflation is the data we're looking for. So we need this data tonight to be good, otherwise they're not even maybe cutting the rates this year, all right? After those 2 testifies from Jerome Powell from yesterday and tonight, we did had a very big decrease on rate cut expectations. So everyone was expecting twice last week, and now they're expecting only once this year, and that is between September to December, all right? So some of the people on the market expect on September, some of them expect on November after the elections. How convenient this is. I've made a video this on yesterday, so if you haven't watched yet, you can find just around here, or maybe click at the YouTube channel and come back to yesterday's video and watch it, and then come back to here so you get the full explanation. But how convenient this is for the Fed, isn't it? Because we are on an election month, or we are an election year, Trump between Biden. And it's very convenient for them to wait until the election finishes, so then they can cut rates. So it feels like a conspiracy theory, but in real life it's not. It's what has been happening years and years already, 100 years already. So tonight is the big day, and no one is expecting the inflation to come lower. everyone is expecting the inflation to come higher. So let's have a look here. The CPI month over month, the previous was a 0%, and the consensus now is 0.1%, so 0.1 higher than expected. The CPI year over year, yes, is expected to decrease a little bit from the previous of 3.3% to the consensus of 3.1%. And the core CPI month over month is expected to be 0.2%, as the previous was 0.2%, so no changes. And the core CPI year over year is expected to be no changes at 3.4% as well. So I've mentioned very clear, I've made it very clear. The market at this moment don't care about the CPI only. We are looking at the core CPI as well. And most likely we're going to have a higher core CPI because this exclude energy and energies, goods and services pretty much, and the normal CPI includes it. So there is more volatility on the normal CPI than on the core CPI. When the central banks look to take decisions, they look to the core CPI. Of course, they look at both of them, but they take more weight on the core CPI. So my take on the CPI tonight is that yes, at 10:30 p.m. tonight, we're going to have a higher core CPI, all right? And this will most probably give it, it will give a, how can I approach this? It will give a sweep differential on the US dollar, and that will be negatively approached to the US dollar. And therefore, we can possibly have euro dollar coming to the 108.8, all right, 108.9 at those levels. But I will be disclosing my targets on the pound dollar, on the yen, on the euro dollar, on the US dollar index, gold. I know there is some big traders of gold here that watch us. So I will be disclosing all of this. I will be doing all of my analysis tonight on my webinar. So again, if you're not registered, you're losing your time, you're losing content, you're losing valuable information. I want to see you there tonight. So register yourself at the description, the link at the description, and I talk to you tonight. Guys, thank you so much. I hope you could understand a little bit of what's going on, and I see you in the next video, or I see you tonight preferably. All right, guys, bye-bye.